Hey, I'm doing very well, Ox, mate. Thank you.
Can I say a big good evening to the boys in the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over our listening to your wee radio station. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Also, you get a PM there. Bridge, how are you, mate? You calm down. I know you're light after we win. You get awful excited.
I'm still all right. Aye, absolutely. I'm still high in that sense, but very happy and cheerful and things like that because our team's doing well. I've been sitting trying to criticise, and I've been reading some follow stuff, and there's a bit of criticism of our team in there. Personally, I'm going to criticise anyone. That was a great turnaround for us. Marvellous stuff. What's that now? 8 games undefeated. Amazing stuff. Amazing.
Brilliant. Before we kick in and we have a bit of, I think it's only right that we've had some messages sent for us. And Ozzy Gerrard, who's a great supporter of the show, Bridgeman.
Yeah.
His father's had a major stroke, so all our thoughts and prayers go to Ozzy Gerrard. I know his family out in Australia, and I think Ozzy's had to make a dash to a bit of Australia. It's quite a distance for him, so everybody here at Rangers Radio, we're thinking of you and let you know that I hope everything turns out. And if it doesn't, we will still be thinking about you, Ozzy Gerrard. Just remember that. And also, unfortunately, another sad day for somebody in Rangers Radio, Ashford Loyal, whose father passed away. So once again, all my respects and thoughts go to Ashford Loyal and all his family. It's a very sad day for everybody, so just try and keep your chin up. But once again, all the best for everybody here at Rangers Radio. Bridgeman, great result. Lots of talking points. Where would you like to start?
Can I just say that we've been full of praise for Mr. McGregor and goals for us. I think he's been a standout since he came back. Can I just say that Big Wes and Sunday there was outstanding as well. So it looks like we've got 2 really good goalkeepers. It's the best, I must admit, that's the best I've seen Wes playing in a long time. He was outstanding for us. Marvellous stuff. Great save. So I can say that. I think defensively, I thought we were quite solid. And I thought I really felt for our left back, Barisic, sorry. And that was just a real pity that the ball bounced off his knee into the net. Just a pity.
That's a great point about Wes Foddenwheel. Ulster, is it the Alan McGregor effect, the competition for praises, training harder, the whole thing, and it's dragging his game up?
It could be, mate. And it could also be Alan McGregor. They're helping him, maybe see, because I'm sure Alan McGregor would have watched Rangers games when he was down at Hull, and maybe he's noticed a few wee things that could help him and maybe help him along with it, mate. And that's what happens with competition, You're looking over your shoulder and someone is ready to take your place. I think Foddenham's done pretty well. He hasn't come out in the papers. He hasn't been girding. He's kept his head down and waited his time, got a chance, and done pretty well. I thought that save, especially in the first half, Oxy, that point blank, the one sort of came through the bodies and how he got his arm that low and palmed it over the bar was pretty incredible. It was a fantastic save, and fair play to him. And that's what we are used to having at Rangers. We used to having good goalkeepers in between the sticks and very good goalkeepers waiting to come off the bench. We've always been blessed that way with goalkeepers, and if Foddenham's going to keep putting that standard in when he's needed, and if and when he's needed, mate, then I'll be very, very happy.
It's a good thing for him, mate. It's strengthened his hand. Anybody watching that game yesterday would have been thinking, if he wasn't wanting to go south of the border bridge, they'd have been thinking, we missed a trick there. Because he was excellent. He came in command. He'd done everything you would want for your goalkeeper.
Yeah. Well, purely from a transfer perspective, and that's all I want to talk about just at this minute, I think Wes added a couple of zeros to the end of it, whatever contract he was looking for, what a performance. And by the way, we're playing a team that over the last couple of years have given us a hard time, both at Ibrox and down there. So well done to every one of the players, and of course the staff, just out of this world. Great performance by us, great goalkeeping, really good defending, and all the rest of the boys get stuck in and scored the goals. Marvellous, just marvellous.
What's your views on that, Ulster, with the boy Foddenham? Because obviously, if he was wanting to move, as you said, he there was no moaning, he wasn't in the press. Maybe moves fell through, we'll never know. But in yesterday's performance, people would be interested in him. As I said, a couple of good saves, he commanded his box well, he wasn't at fault at all for the goal. So a good performance for him.
Yes, it was, mate. It was. And we're fair on here. If someone does things wrong, we come out and say it. And if someone does things good, we're the first to come out and say they done well. And that Fodden was very good yesterday. Very good. There was at no time where I was panicking. I was thinking, oh, here we go. You know, a silly punch out or, you know, something silly, something daft or a spilled ball. There was none of that. He came and done a job, mate. He was very, very good. There'll be teams looking at him. I still think he's our biggest asset as a goalkeeper. You know, for actually going out and looking money in. If you were out of the 2 or 3 that we have, it would be willing to let go. And I think he didn't do himself any harm with that performance yesterday, mate. I would prefer to see him be our second choice goalkeeper, but I just think Fodden is at an age and at a stage of his career, and with the performance he put in yesterday, he's proved to himself and to a lot of people that he'd be good enough at a level down south, mate, that he could do a job down there. But maybe he'd be happy with a certain wage to stay at second. A goalkeeper at Rangers, maybe he will, but I just think he's at the age where he would be looking games.
He's got his own career to look at. I don't know how long he's got left in his contract. I'll say it's a couple of years. I think most of them got 4-year contracts, so he might have a couple of years left. So we'll see, but what it done, it gave us all confidence yesterday that we've got an able replacement there, Bridgeman.
Absolutely, pal. Very pleased for him. I'm pleased for our coaching staff because they've obviously had faith in him, and pleased for the player himself, and of course us, because there you are. We had a great, marvellous, a good management decision as well. Get the boy in there for 90 minutes and keep McGregor away for the game altogether. Let him go and put his feet up somewhere, and let him go and let the two, shall we say, Jack Alnwick. Is it Jack Alnwick, isn't it? He was away. He was doing it Bristol City or someplace like that, you know. And came back, so I don't know what's happening there. But well, there you go. There, the two were next two players, and we're quite happy with both of those as goalkeepers. But obviously, McGregor's our star man, and that's for sure. But great performance.
I think Ulster's right. Credit where credit's due. Ulster, if people want to join us, what's the number?
Yeah, you can join us at 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridgeman?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online. They should come straight through. If they don't, then Fox will look after them and bring them in and teach them things.
All right, just an announcement about that. Unless things change in Skype, and they do change now and then with Skype, there's potential at the end of this month that the phone number won't work. So anybody that wants to call the show will have to download Skype. We will be putting how to put Skype on your phones on our various locations, Big Ulster, eh?
Oh yes, that'll all be good. Old school's doing this work behind the scenes, trying to get as much avenues as possible.
It might not happen, but if it does, we need to be prepared for it, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely, and I'm going to need some tuition on how to get Skype onto my phone. So because I phone you guys up after the match, you know, but I'd rather do it through Skype anyway, you know.
Well, Fox said it was idiot-proof, but that'll be a tester
that
drama.
That doesn't include me then. That certainly doesn't include me. I'm sure that Ulster...
We could do that live and we can step everybody through it as you've done.
It wouldn't be too bad, would it, doing that, you know? I think that...
we might have to start the show at 7 o'clock, that.
Exactly, yeah. I think all of our technical people... will get their handle on this, and sooner or later, and we should be able to assist everyone. But certainly, I would need some assistance just to get it onto the mobile and see how it goes for there. Try it out. It should be a big difference because it's going to be the same user ID and so on and so forth, and it's the same network I'm using and so on and so forth. So it shouldn't be bad.
All right, mate. I'm sure we'll get it sorted. Anyway, we've been joined with our first caller of the evening. I don't know if he's in the good books, bad books, or he's phoning for somebody else's house. We've been joined by Rudy Bear. How we doing, Rudy?
Rudy! Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, Ulster.
How about you, Bear?
I got the maid in Friday night, got the house all done, hoovered done, Slasher stacked up. So I was in the good books when she came back for a change.
You're learning.
I'm
You're
learning.
learning.
After all these years, I'm finally getting it, you know.
Good man, mate. What's on your mind, mate? What did you think of yesterday? What was the talking points for you? We've discussed Wes. You get any head on that, mate?
Wes, I thought, had an excellent game yesterday. I think it's probably a combination, having Alan McGregor there, you know, pushing him to play better, you know, train better. That and the coaching, you know, has probably stepped up a few levels for the coaching he was getting last season, obviously, and the season before, you know. I suppose that applies to all the players, really. Wee bit sort of plastic pitches. Jamie Murphy, it looks like he's going to be out for a wee bit, doesn't it? It looked a bad one. We lost what? Oh God, what was his name now? Striker, Derek Kelly. Was playing well up until he went there.
Waghorn.
Martin Waghorn. Couldn't remember his name, Maddox. We lost Waghorn for quite a lengthy period of time after we played down there on that pitch. You know, it's time to have a real debate about these plastic pitches for me. You know, it really, truly is, because...
Let's do it, Rudy. Give us your thoughts.
And
we'll take it in the panel.
Yeah, either get rid of them, Ox. I mean, there was a time that you couldn't get into the Premier League if you didn't have a seated stadium. You know, if your stadium wasn't up to scratch. Well, it should be the same with the pitches, you know, because player safety is paramount. You know, there's we've lost another player, Jamie Murphy, and it looks like he's going to be out for a wee bit. You know, don't know how long yet, but it looks like a while. You know, it didn't look good at all. I think you can normally tell with a player, Ox, you know, when they're injured, they're truly injured, and he looked like
he was getting off for the minute you seen him when he went down, mate, wasn't he?
As soon as he went down, it looked a bad one.
When they start banging the ground and you usually know that something's went, didn't you?
Doctor comes on, has a look at him, and a minute later he's like, get the stretcher on. So you know it's not looking good. So it's time to have it's time for Scottish football to have a proper look at this now. I don't see any reason why
have a look at
it. Club like Kelly.
If you don't mind, Rudy, we've been joined by a new caller, mate. I'll come right back to you, mate, because I think that the pitch debate. Evening, caller, how we doing? He was getting after the minute you seen him. Oh, you've got the show. You've got the show. Can you turn the show off, please? You usually know that something's went.
Doctor comes on, has a look. A minute later, he's like, get the stretcher.
Back to you, Rudy, on the pitches. Give your view, caller, if you call back in, but turn the show off in the background. Carry on, Rudy. I'm in total agreement with you so far on these pitches.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why. I think there was one of, I can't remember who it was now, but one of the sort of lower league teams got an award for how good their grass pitch was recently. Was it Stirling Albion or somebody like that? I can't remember who it was now. But listen, see if they can do it. There's absolutely no reason why a club like Kelly and clubs like Kelly and Hamilton can't do it. For me, it's not so much the advantage that they might possibly have having these plastic pitches. It's the damage that it does to players. We've seen to our cost with Martin Waghorn and now Jamie Murphy. You know how this affects, how these plastic pitches affects the players. You know, and it's also the football as well, Ox, for me. The ball the ball bounces differently. You can actually see it while you're just watching the game. But the pitches also look dreadful to me. They don't even look right to me either. You know, so it's time for Scottish football. It's time for the SFA and the SPL to get their heads together. You know, they're not the best sort of organisations in the world, the two of them, but it's time for them to get their heads together and really sort it out once and for all.
Our caller's back with us. Evening, caller. Hello. All right. A shy caller, Rudy.
A bit like myself, folks.
A bit like myself. Well, I'll take it around the panel, mate. I agree. I think for manager, we hear him. He might talk about it later. We'll get some words for the manager. But what was the word they used? It shouldn't be used in elite football.
Yes.
And I think that sums it up nicely for me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Hello, caller. How you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
It's James here, or better. Hello.
I lost him again.
I'm still here.
Go ahead, James.
How you doing, guys? You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, mate. Say again there. You just dropped out there when you were telling us who you were. So say your name again, mate.
My lobby name is Stickman Jimmy.
Stickman Jimmy.
How you doing, guys? Before I go any further, guys, just like to thank you for your playing the wee tune last week for my boy's 21st, Graham. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, no bother, mate. No bother, mate.
Long time Rangers fan, same as everybody on here. Now I'm old enough to. I've seen a lot of greats now, and I think this is one of the best call-in things that I've ever had in my life. Watching and listening and going to see the Gerrard. Fantastic job you do, guys. Right, first of all, plastic pitches, etc. We need to get rid of them. I voted on your forum thing earlier on about plastic pitches. We need to definitely get rid of these. These are rubbish things for anybody to play football. I'm old enough to have played in the old black ash, and it's about time we get rid of this stupid thing about asking football players to play 90 minutes a hard football on a pitch like that. Absolutely disgusting.
Here. I agree with you.
Good point. We've also been joined with our grass expert, Fox. Are you with us, mate?
I am.
You raised it yesterday. I mean, I know you prefer grass, but on the pitch yesterday, it's just accidents waiting to happen. Bridgeman, what's your views before Fox comes in?
You mean about the grass pitches? The debate that's going on? Aye.
The plastic pitches.
Well, we know that we think they're a scourge in the top level football. We need to watch out that we're saying they're not. If you're going for grass pitches, then I don't think you should differentiate the grass pitches and the new woven pitches. They may even be a class above. So it's anything grass or above. I think we need to say that, because otherwise you're going to just plump for grass. But to start off with, these pitches that are there at the moment in our league should be taken up and put grass back down again. There's no way players should be asked to play in that and endangering themselves. Now, it's sad that it's a Rangers player that's got that injury, but based on what we're hearing today from some of the commentators, including Rangers people here, have all said that it looked a badging and it was nothing to do with anybody else, no other player involved. The player's stud got caught in the fabric was, and that's what's caused the damage.
Can I come in there again, guys?
On you go, mate.
I mean, I listen to what you're saying there, but do you know, I don't know what you guys think now, but I just think the football, and I know what the Gerrard is up there. The football is rubbish to watch at times, you know, and that's no, but the Gerrards are going to win every week, we hope. But see some of the football, and it's no Rangers' fault, it's absolute garbage. The ball doesn't bounce through, it doesn't run through. I mean, it just they should be made obsolete, and that's it. Get them out of the game. Look, they're for young boys who want to go and play football at the centres, wherever the AstroTurf is, for a kick-about on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, or for teams to train on for an hour. But they're no for the Scottish Premiership. And it's absolutely scandalous that the SPFL are allowing this still to happen. Because, I mean, somebody's going to get really, really seriously hurt. It's not just because it's Jamie Murphy, but somebody's going to get really badly hurt. There's no decent bounce on these parks.
I tell you what else you notice that, see when maybe people are maybe going to make a cross or something, it's no natural. They've got to steady themselves. They've got to maybe stop the ball when they wouldn't normally do that, because they're no confident in their footing. Because when you lift one foot up, you see it when people are going for headers as well. When they come down, they end up in the deck a lot. They wouldn't on grass because we need the way you come down. It's just no natural for me.
Did any of you happen to see any of the Livingston highlights last week?
I didn't.
Right, if you can have a chance to look at some of it, you'll see when the ball is going, especially for a cross, a long ball, a shot, something with a bit of leather in it. You'll see it's like black snow comes up. See the pellets? the Livingston ground now has got this new AstroTurf in it they've just fitted after playing in grass last season, and when the players are kicking the ball, it's like black snow comes up, or black rain, whatever you want to call it, and this is going to be hoovered after every game, believe it or not. That's scandalous.
Jimmy, do you know that we played against, is it Alloa? Alloa was the same type of thing. When the ball bounced, you saw these black pellets bounce up down. Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
It's rubber pellets, isn't it?
It's the rubber pellets, but look, we can expect that for Alloa and teams down there, because these smaller teams are only getting queues that you've stood in a bigger queue for a pie for, right? Are entitled to have these types of grounds because that's their bread and butter. But goodness sake, we're talking here about in the Premiership of Scotland, where the elite of Scotland's supposed to be able to go and play decent football, and we're getting rubbish grounds like this at Hamilton Accies. Kilmarnock, I'm surprised at Kilmarnock, because Kilmarnock used to always have a cracking
great pitch. Always had a great pitch.
Yeah, always had a great pitch. And now we're subjected to this. And I was listening to a guy today talking on one of the phone-ins a day. I can't, it was Talk Sport or whatever it was a day, and it was talking about the continent are allowing this to happen, especially with the cold countries. I know we're a cold country, but I know it's cold as Russia. I know some of the Baltic states. So why have we got it in Scotland, and why are the SPFL allowing it? And it's just ridiculous. It's happening all the time.
I think it's purely financial, Jimmy. I think that's all it is. It's just financial. It allows them, just as you said, they can train in that. They just go to the stadium, and that's their training pitch, and they can rent it out to others as well when it's not getting used. So
and that's great. I don't have a problem with that. That if that's the way that they want to, but it should be rent out their training pitch and have their playing pitch as grass.
I agree. I think that's what we're saying. It's the saddest part. Look, I tell you, I'm not being funny when I say this. I think Kilmarnock were one of the clubs that really, really suffered when they put Rangers to the sort of the lower tiers of Scottish football.
Yeah,
because they lost massive amounts of money. I mean, Rangers, they could fill a stadium with Rangers fans. Truth be told.
Well, it was 8,100 days there yesterday.
There you go. Just shows
it would have been more if they get the seating right, which is an absolute farce, mate.
Well, I recorded the game and I watched it the day again, and I couldn't. Well, I'm not saying I couldn't believe, because it's as usual. You go to Kilmarnock and places like that, and there's 8,000, 6,000, 7,000 of us, and their stands are empty.
Yeah, so especially we were talking about that last night.
Jimmy, I thought you were going to tell us you counted the empty seats then.
Well, I did. No, but it's the old saying, isn't it? I mean, they're only here to see the Rangers, and that's what it's all about. We need to keep your house in order, and that's what we're doing. But these other clubs need to do the same and get in with the times. AstroTurf pitches are for training or for letting the boys and that have a wee shoot about on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Fox, I think you've got quite strong views on it as well, mate.
Aye, well, I think it was very noticeable yesterday that, especially after Jamie Murphy got injured, the players never played to their full potential because they're scared to turn quickly. They're scared to, like the boy Gerrard, who likes his wee turns and flicks, was a bit more careful on that surface yesterday. So, to me, it's to the detriment of the game, allowing these parts to continue to be used in the Premier League up in Scotland.
Absolutely.
Our manager said after the game that there's nothing against Kilmarnock, but there's no place in elite football for the kind of pitches, and that to me sums it up nicely. Big Ulster.
Yeah, this is it, mate. You're on the TV, you're on the big screen. Everybody's going to be tuning in for Steven Gerrard's games now, and then you see that pitch. And not only is it a bad pitch, even the look of it's terrible. Even when you're watching the TV, mate, it doesn't even look half real. It just looks awful, comes across awful. It doesn't help sell your game at all. And the bounce of the ball is all different. I think it was a couple of times where the ball, Rangers players were taking a run, the ball was bouncing, and it's weird. They have to sort of stop because the ball, instead of carrying on a true bounce forward, seems to flick up and bounce sort of back a wee bit. And as Foxy says, you can't get a good game of football and that I think actually looking again at the Caddy's incident where he got the cut on his head, I think the two players are going for it, thinking the ball's going to bounce, but the ball actually bounces in a different way. I think that's why the two players clash, so it also contributed to that as well. I think going forward, Killy's going to use this, and that's fair enough because it's financial gain for them because they can rent the pitch out. They don't have to pay for people to look after it. So it's up to the SFA and the people running our game in Scotland to come out and say, look, it's not good enough. If you want to be in the top division, you have to be playing on grass pitches. So, you know,
at the end of last season, though, Ulster, Kelly also came out and they, you know, there was something, I think it might have been in the record or somewhere like that. You know, my mate picked it up and showed me it and told me about it. Kelly said that they actually used that plastic pitch to their advantage. And, you know, whoever it was, one of the Kelly players, and he was saying, we know how to play on this and we use it to our advantage.
But you would, if you were training on every day, you would know how to...
Every day, you know how it works, you know how the ball bounces. Ox, you know, so at the end of the day, I totally understand why they would want to have that, but there's still no place for it in top football. It's as simple as that.
But also, what's disappointed me is how the players' unions let that happen, mate.
I think they're talking about it now.
Well, it's a bit late, mate. It's been on for years now.
Yeah.
They were quick enough when we had problems to. Their members are getting hurt on that, and as a representative, as the players. They should be getting that sorted. They've got a duty of care.
Fraser Wishart's now come out and he's now talking about it now. Fraser Wishart, he says there has to be dialogue about it now. So we've got to start. There's too many players getting injured in these plastic pitches now. He's coming.
And by the way, for his fight and argument, the arguments we're putting forward, is one of our players who is one of the top players in the country and a full internationalist. So you know they're losing that player at sort of multiple levels. They're getting lost to the game because of these. Well, what they're going to blame because of these poor pitches. They're not poor as pitches, but the texture they use is just no there. It's no grass, and it needs to be grass or better. Simple as that.
All right, we had a poll, as Jimmy rightly said. We had a poll on Facebook to see how it went. Before we get the result, let's have some quick predictions quickly. Jimmy, how do you think the poll went?
I would say I'd be surprised if you didn't reach about 85%, 90%.
Yep. 90, all right. Rudy?
I would say at least 80%, 80, 85, aye. The vast majority of fans don't like to watch them, football and that stuff.
Fox?
About 85%.
Bridgeman?
I'll say because it was a Rangers player who got injured, I would suggest it's 90 plus.
All right. Big Ulster, give us the results. We need to get a drum roll. We need to get Drum Chapel Protestant boys on to give us a drum roll.
Big TV boys.
97% actually voted to get rid.
There you go.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And I think this is actually the best time for us to talk about this, isn't it? Because when you've won 3-1 and you know you've no axe to grind, I think this is the best time for the team and the support the canvas to get it changed.
What another thing on you go, Jimmy?
I mean, in the past, you know, when forums like this where we can all air our grievances, whatever team we support is great, but will they listen to us? Because they really haven't listened to us in the past. It's going to need more than us and others. And who is the others going to be? I mean, the SFA and SPFL, for me, no confidence in them, obviously, because what they've done to my club, our club, really grates with me. And I just don't see them really doing anything. Because what if a club turns in and says, well, if you do away with the pitches, we're going to go under? Where do you stand there? What is the moral high ground? Who's going to take the moral high ground? If say Livingston, we'll just use Livingston. Suppose Livingston, there's some mandate put out saying that, look, as from 2 seasons from now, you will need to get rid of your pitches.
Look at the money they're saving, get rid of Miller.
Oh well, I see that. Right. Now, where do they stand then? The SPFL and the SFA.
Jimmy, the question I would turn it round on. What did they let them do that for when they got promotion?
Yeah.
Which seems ludicrous.
Of course it's ludicrous. Of course it is. And that's what the SFA and the SPFL aren't fit for purpose, because they're not running Scottish football the way it should be run. You know, they're filling their own pockets in their own way. And I'm not going to come on saying corrupt, because that's what really they are. You know, but the fact of the matter is that they're not doing anybody any favours apart from themselves. I mean, I just looked at, so there's 25% of the clubs in the SPFL have now got an AstroTurf type pitch. Is that correct? And there's three clubs in Scotland, aye.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm glad Ibrox Loyal wasn't doing a bit. I struggled with that. Carry on.
Right. So we're in the situation that there's 25%. So supposing we remain with the same clubs we've got, who else is left in the Scottish Championship that has got AstroTurf pitches, right? And can come back up. It could end up a lottery. You know what I mean?
Jimmy, remember years ago when the rules, when they started with their own stadiums, and they had to have new stadiums, and they had to be a minimum 20,000 seater.
Yeah.
And you remember Aberdeen were lying, I think they were
10,000 bridge, 10,000.
10,000 then.
10,000.
And they were to be relegated. And Falkirk couldn't come up because they didn't have a stadium that suited the rules. So the main thing that we should be doing in this country is we change the rules for entry to the SPFL Premiership. And one of the rules is you must have at least a grass pitch.
Yeah.
Remember that Celtic, Celtic. Sorry, I was spitting. I need to spit that word out again. Them from the east have put down a new pitch, and that's one of these woven pitches. So it's not a real grass pitch either. Yeah, but it's a far superior pitch to the ones that the tough pitches they've got. You know. Yeah.
Well, I totally agree with what you're saying. You know, but the fact remains, as you say, is that the SPFL and the SFA need to do something new, because we're not just talking here about reducing or increasing capacity of stadiums. We're talking here about safety for athletes here.
Absolutely.
Whether it's Rangers, that mob, or whatever other team, it's safety. Athletes should be safe when they take whatever field of play, and they're not being given that opportunity.
That's exactly what I say, Jimmy. Safety for the players is paramount as far as I'm concerned. You know, when you've got one of your top players who's been, you know, and he probably will be out for several weeks, going by the look of the injury, just, you know, for what we saw yesterday. You've got to think about that. That has to come into the equation. You can't just allow a club to have these pitches, knowing fine well that it's injuring players on a regular basis, you know. I'm
going to say something, and when I say this, and you might say, well, what is it or is it? Right. I was talking to a pal today, and we were talking about watching the game.
You got a pal, Jimmy?
Oh, I've got hundreds of pals.
Oh, good man.
My pal plays a big drum for Drum Chapel Proddy Boys.
Oh, was that him that was making the noise last week?
Probably, it's quite apt you played that, because Drum Chapel Protestant Boys practice only 10 minutes away from me. Anyway, so that'll give you an idea where I come from. Right, so what I was saying. No, I come from Knightswood, mate.
Bears dead. Love it.
I only talk posh when I've got a bevy in me.
That was easy, Bridge, wasn't
it? Right. So
marvelous.
When you see when Big Barisic fell yesterday in Cartich and that, see when what I noticed at Merritt, see when they fell, see falling on that surface. I might be silly here saying it. See when you fall on that surface yesterday and you fall on grass like that, I would think that no matter what height you fell for, and I think you would be a softer landing on the grass than a surface than it would be on that type of surface yesterday. Would you agree with that?
It's a different landing, mate. It's
definitely a different land. You could see that. you know, there's no jarring of the shoulder, the knee. But when you fought, you do. I mean, I played football to an amateur level, so it wasn't all that great. But I played to enjoy. And when I did go down, I went down and I could. But I'm looking now, going to see the teddy bears, and I'm thinking, I'm watching that yesterday. I'm saying, geez, oh man, look at that. He could dislocate his shoulder, he could break his knee, blah, blah, blah. And then, but you see in grass, you've got less a chance of doing that. And they're trying to tell us that the impact stuff underneath will take that away. I don't believe that.
That's rubbish. It's just rubbish.
Also, it's a lot of it comes for the grip you get for your feet, innit? And how comfortable you are on your feet.
Turning in grass is easier to do and all.
Exactly.
It's more natural. It's more natural.
That's a good point you make about the injury to the players, though, Jimmy, because I remember when Martin Waghorn was injured at Killie as well. He landed on his knee, Jimmy. I watched it over again, and then that was him out for the rest of the season, or more or less the rest of the season, you know, with that one injury that he got there. So it's a different impact when you're landing on that. I don't care what anybody says. There is no way that's the same as landing on your knee on a grass park. It's just not the same. It's different.
Anyway, last word on the pitch, because obviously there was a lot of events happening yesterday, and I think everybody here is in complete agreement. Not just because our manager said it, but elite football shouldn't be played on plastic pitches. Is that everybody comfortable with that? Is that fair?
Definitely.
Well, you're elite, of course. You're elite.
I'll have to before we move on, just quickly, just tell you as well. Brian Smither put in the Facebook, the pitch wasn't the only poor artificial surface. Did you see Chris Boyd's hair?
Can I just ask a quick question on it before you go off it? When Waghorn got injured, I think we were in the Championship at the time. I don't think
it was a cup. It was a cup time.
But I'm saying that, but I think we were a Championship team.
It was a cup game, aye.
But even if we would have complained, I don't think we would have got any notice anyway. But now that we're in the Premiership and one of the top teams, they have to take notice, and the players, was it FPA or the PFA, professional football?
We only at the top table because Mr. Robertson's relinquished his thing, rightly so. But he's now a compliance, whatever it is to David SFA, isn't he? He's not really got his feet under the table.
No, I don't think we're ever going to get our feet under the table.
No, I know that, but I don't think he's got anybody's ear at the SFA, and that's never going to happen anyway, as long as the Rangers are alive, you know. But they don't like that. So, but anyways.
But the other clubs might start complaining. If you are, say, St Johnstone, you're paying money on groundsmen, etc., and you reckon that the pitches are worth 6 points a season because of your familiarity with them.
There you go, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll move on. Anyway, talking about the actual game, I think it took us a few minutes to get into it, and maybe that was today, we're getting used to the surface, game on the surface. Commanders put us under a wee bit of pressure for the first, I'll say 5 minutes. I think they had a couple of corners. And then we slowly started playing our football. We were totally controlling the game. Good goal for Alfredo. Then we played a well, and then another good goal made himself by the centre forward, played in 2-0 close in half time. We're playing well in the second half. Then we gave a goal away. No, I never noticed at the time, Jimmy, you were at the game yesterday. There was people saying they thought the ball went out for a throw in when it was played up the line. Did you hear any shouts of that?
Yep.
Could you see it from the stand you were in, or?
No, I couldn't see. There was a lot of shouting and bawling that you could see arms getting thrown up and that, and what had been going on that. But look, the standard of referee and linesmen and all that, and the officials now is what can you say about it? What can you really say about it?
You can say it's garbage, Jimmy. That's
garbage. Say it again, Rudy.
Garbage.
I don't come for Bearsden, I come for Knightswood. And it's fucking shite.
Jimmy.
I know, first sweary word.
Swear box.
Swear box. Sorry, guys.
I mean, does he come for Bearsden nude?
No, but we've seen a lot of pictures of the goal that never was, as they're saying, and that, and It was a stick-on goal, and that's a conversation that we can have in the future and about VAR. I mean, should that VAR or even goal line technology be introduced into Scotland? If they're going to put plastic pitches, they need to put VAR or some sort in. I was watching the game, right? I recorded the game, and I was laughing. Do you know that BT Sport have put their own VAR in? Right? There was a lot of debate about it today on Facebook. People were saying, "Why was that goal no given?" Because there's VAR, and
it's the rain VAR. It's the rain guys. It's a guy sitting in a van, isn't it?
He's sitting in a van in Bearsden, but all kidding aside, like, not just because it's a Rangers and that, but that was a stonewall goal.
Oh, it was a goal, mate.
How simple is it to introduce goal line technology? No, how simple is it to? I know it might cost a lot of money, but why not go the VAR route? The VAR route is only putting a blooming cable into another television and giving another official a chance to look at it. And
how can you if you get a decent television, right? Because it's all done with television. How can you not get the broadcasters as part of your deal, right? We'll give you the deal. There's how much you're going to pay us, and we want that as well. You set that up for us.
Good shout.
Can I ask you, just change the subject, Jimmy? I know you're obviously a very, very intelligent man coming for the West End of the city. Is this the first Skype call you've ever made? Have you used Skype before?
I've Skyped a few times,
all
but
right.
Not that much. How have I done, Ryan?
Nothing. You've not done anything, Ryan. Fox just wanted to know if it was the first time, just in case you've just installed it onto your phone to see how difficult it was for Bridgeman.
No, No, I've not used it for a while, but I've got to hear that. So I've got my wee headset and all that on. I don't come for Bearsden, as you say. Oh, I come for. But anyway, no, it's quite easy to install on your phone. So I've been told by my boy.
Bro, how about your boy? Going back to the decision, I mean, what disappointed me yesterday, it was another decision for me that it was a linesman on the same side of the pitch who's seen things at Aberdeen and then told the referee that's a linesman's call for that goal. And it was a linesman who sent Morelos off. That's three competitive games in Scotland. You could argue twice it's been the linesman, Rudy.
But you see the freeze frame. The ball crosses the line. The Killie player's boot just touches the ball, and that's when they froze it. And you could see the linesman right along the line. He's right at the flag. He's looking right at it. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why he didn't say to the ref, that's a goal, by the way. He should have put his flag should have been up.
Aye, but do you know,
telling the ref that he could see it.
But do you know where the bias is there, right? I mean, I watched the, as I say, and do you know, I don't know if many have watched the game on the telly or listened to it again in it. But do you know what they were saying? They were saying,
they never hit the back of the net.
No, in all honesty, I mean, the linesman didn't really have a good view. There was two players in front of him. But there was a time, I don't know if you were talking about, folks, there was a time there when there was a stone wall goal kick, and the same linesman gave a corner kick to them, to Kilmarnock, right? It was there, and he was stood in exactly the same position, and it was harder to give a corner kick than it was to give a goal. But he gave a corner kick. So they're trying to say, I mean, maybe he couldn't see by the two players there, that Kilmarnock player and that Rangers player, and he wasn't too sure if the boy had kicked the ball off the line or if it was behind the line. I mean, that's a crock.
Aye,
that's a total crock. It's the same guy. The same guy made 3 or 4 bad decisions, first and second half, and it's just blatant. And I'm not going to get down the line myself. I mean, I'm not going to get as paranoid as them for the East, because if you get down that road, then we've lost it then. But it's happening too often. That's 2 games in a row we had players sent off. And rightly so, Fred, when he's... I call him Fred, by the way, no Alfredo. I prefer to call him Fred.
That's all right, mate.
And I just find that was great, a great decision to have his rescinded down to a yellow. I'm not going to say they're all against us because the old song is "No one likes us, we don't care." Right, that's fine. We'll go with that. But we need to have consistency here. The referee was abysmal yesterday.
All we want, and I'm not going back to the pitch, but all we want is a level playing field, Ulster, where we get fair and honest decisions, and then you can move on. I mean, that was a shocker yesterday. Alfredo's was a shocker up at Pittodrie. I'm not so sure at McCrory. Well, that was a different decision. Maybe you could put up an argument that was the right call. But they two decisions have came for the linesman.
Yeah, I don't think we're not asking for any special treatment. It's just fair treatment, mate. And Scotty, I think we've played in Europe now. A lot of games we haven't had really much issues. We've played 3 games in Scotland, and issues have started already. I think it's just unfortunate. It's just the way it is, mate. I was glad that we actually went on to win the game, but it could have changed the game. It could have very easily. Kilmarnock could have got the first goal. It could have been a different game, but I think the ball was you could see it yourself. Like once the ball was the still frame of the shot, the ball was well over the line, and I think the only way it's SFA again. It's up to them. They're going to have to now enforce this goal line technology. It's happening all around the world. I think it's time that they put it in. They're just going to have to fit the bill for these things. That's just the way life is. Football's moving on, and they're going to have to move on with it, and then we don't have these issues.
Hi, Jimmy. I've been asked to ask you, have you always been so quiet and shy?
Knightswood, you kidding? If Knightswood.
I see he's no answering.
Can I just say that you know that he's maybe gone. Maybe he's gone, pal.
I hope he's no. He's been doing well. On you go, Bridge.
No, I was just going to say that I was saying last night about that I think they should bring in goal line technology at least. There's not much else we can get in because it's either we go with what you were saying with other stuff that's dependent upon the TV cameras, wholly the TV cameras, whereas goal line technology is camera based on the goal line, as opposed to a roving thing like a TV. So I'm not that sure whether we would get the VAR in as readily or easily as you could with goal line technology. But I think we should start with that because that's, as I say, it's no mobile.
How do you think? Yeah, what the World Cup bridge? I think it was.
No, I'm saying I'm saying it's the World Cup. The VAR is mobile. It's a TV camera.
I know, but what picked it up. How do you think it worked in the World Cup? Do you think it worked?
I thought it was excellent.
I thought it was.
There was teething. There's always going to be teething things, right? But overall, it gave people a chance to have another look at something. Aye. So there's somebody sitting somewhere says, "Wait a minute, I think that did such and such." Somebody else says, "Wait a minute, maybe more," and somebody has a look at it, and then the referee gets a chance to say yes or no, and I think that's good.
The game's moving. I think that see the goal line technology. The goal line technology, how many times, say, if you take your team 38 league games, you might not get another decision like that, eh?
That's correct, yeah, that's correct.
But if it's there, it takes it away, and that's it for everybody. So it's right. It's a goal. There was one, I think, the first week of the English season, wasn't there? The ball was 11 mil over the line.
Yeah.
And it was only the technology that showed that.
Only technology could say it, yeah.
Get back to the game yesterday. I know we're talking about goal line technology, but the referee decisions yesterday were poor. Jones, for the life of me, he's diving all over the place. He's leaving his foot in, and big clubfoot. I'm glad he doesn't play for us anymore. I'm not saying he was complicit in what happened to Jamie Murphy and that, but he certainly did give him a wee push. And the guy Dicker, I remember Dicker it was a couple of seasons ago putting his boot in quite bad in places. And the referee yesterday didn't do anything about it.
Was it not the guy Power whose first tackle yesterday on Halliday?
That was a red card. That was a red card. Yeah.
Yellow,
definitely was.
Was it no him at Dundonans? Was it no him at Dundonans?
Aye.
You know, you look at the you were saying about clubfoot, and you look at the time when the what do you call him? Wes got injured, the goalkeeper went down, and Goldson went down. The two of them went, and this big clubfoot. He came running in. Wes had the ball in his hands, and he's in mid-air, and he came charging in and smashed straight into him, and that it caused, I don't know whether it was Wes's foot or Clubfoot's foot that caught Goldson. So I think he was involved in both the Murphy incident and those other two players who were down for quite a wee while incident, and God knows what other else. That man's it's a danger.
The power tackle was about in the first 10 minutes on Halliday.
That's correct. That was shocking. Just shocking.
One at a time, Bridge. On you go.
Sorry, bud.
No. Who's you? You go, Bridge.
No, you carry on, bud.
I'm screaming there when I saw it. I'm sitting there and I think what kind of tackle was that for to make and no even be punished for it and the way it should have been punished. It was a straight red. There was no doubt about it. It was a straight red, you know. And why was it not punished? Why? Is it because it's Rangers? Is a referee biased towards us, anybody else, or what is he? You know, there's guys says to me, he's this and he's that, and he doesn't go to this club and he doesn't go to that. Do you know what? I don't subscribe to that. I'm a fan as I go to see the Rangers, and I'm hoping that the referee is going to be as fair as he can, and it's never been that way in the last couple of games for us.
Last couple of seasons.
It was a bad tackle, a real bad tackle.
It was an absolute shocker. See, if Andy Halliday had done that to Power, he'd have been off the park. He would have been off the park for that. Had a Rangers player done that, he'd have been off the park. It was a shocker. It was a red card.
And then Cage Diaz gets booked, and I still don't know why he get booked for Ulster.
Poor Diaz. I know it's this is it. They're picking and choosing. It's as if it's because it's the Rangers and a bigger side, they're being lenient towards other teams, which just isn't fair, and that's what's annoying us all at the minute. The decisions aren't
applying different standards, Ulster. They're applying different standards.
Well, it's not just it's media as well, because let's face it, if we had a 1-3-1 yesterday and Kelly had scored their first goal over the line and then it was disallowed, you'd have been hearing it all over the place, and people would have been demanding for new technology, you know. And I think that's the issue. I think that's the way that you see it yourselves. I think anybody who's watching Scottish football should be looking at that sort of decision and demanding better. Ulster,
can I want to commend you for saying what you've said there. That was a fantastic result for Rangers yesterday, and they've never had not one bit of, shall we say, thing with credit for it. Not one. It's all about they've taken up this story about Murphy, and you hardly see Rangers mentioned in the front page of the papers now at all. When you walk past the paper stand and you have a look, and it's only if it's negative. Only if it's negative you're going to see it. But just don't want to print it.
We should never be surprised about that, because
no, we're not. I'm saying that.
No, because I go back to last week when Hibs, or the popcorn munchers team Lego mouth, how you want to call them, when his team get beat 3-0, he's come in and they're in the paper, a big spread in the paper saying about how unlucky that they were, and he said that they didn't deserve it. And that we'd come away last week with a fantastic result. No, I mean, we had a great result last week, and I totally 100% agree with what you're saying. We don't get the credit. I had my day after a couple of pints with my friend today, anyway, we were talking, and it's not. I'm not going. It's not about the paranoid thing, but do you know what? Know what I think it is? I think they're frightened. I think the establishment club is coming back again, and I think they're frightened of what's probably coming to get them round the corner. Like the dark corner's round there, and somebody's going to come round and going to get them, and it's going to be the Glasgow Rangers, right? Because everything's going well for us now. And I'm not going to make predictions here that we're going to win this and we're going to win that. I'm too old in the tooth for that. Lived through the good 9 in a row, but geez, oh man, I lived through the bad 9 in a row before that. And I've seen the bad teams that Rangers have had to play. I had to sit through some rubbish players like Big Billy Urquhart, and I'm not meaning that bad against Billy Urquhart. Jim Denny I was never a fan of. I could go on and on and on. No, but I just I just think that now that there's things happening at Rangers and they're frightened. They don't know how to deal with it. The only way to deal with it is to try and down us all the time. And it's going to just explode. They all use the word Tim-splosion. It is coming. It is coming. The Tim-splosion is it's slowly erupting. And let's hope, let's pray, don't let you use that word too much. Let's, on the 2nd of September, that we go there and we get the result that we want. And that will really get it right up them.
Bridgeman, see your thing about the result yesterday. It wasn't so much. It's like our performance against Maribor 2 weeks ago. It wasn't just the fact that we scored goals. Some of the football we played was exquisite. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. We played against Kelly, and Kelly absolutely took a loanie and made a fool of us at times last season. We've came on an absolute million miles from where we were. And our manager has gone, he's gone abroad. He's represented our club at management level, and he's never put a foot wrong. The players have played brilliantly, great football, scored some smashing goals. There's that wee guy. He was getting absolutely pilloried for getting sent off at Aberdeen. It wasn't even his fault, and he shouldn't have been sent off. But they never gave him credit. That was a sin. That was a wee story to say, the referee was wrong there. We need to watch these referees. Nothing. There he comes out yesterday, scored 4 goals and only got 3 of them. And he was absolutely outstanding. Best player in Scotland.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. I think it's only right that we're going to be playing some tunes, so there'll be some noise. So anybody who's having a birthday party of a certain vintage, if they want to turn the volume down so we don't disturb them. Ulster, I also believe you'll get an announcement of what's happening tomorrow evening.
Yes, mate. Yes, if anyone wants to listen in tomorrow night, we've got the NARSA president, Gary Gillan, who's going to come on tomorrow and let us know about what they do over there and what their upcoming events are. So we know we've got a lot of North American listeners, so I hope you tune in for that one, and especially the guys that are this side of the water, and we'll have a wee listen to what they do. So it's going to be a great show. We're all excited.
Jimmy, that's Northwest America, no Northwest Glasgow, okay, mate? All right, lads, if you don't mind going on mute, we'll have a tune for your folks.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, across the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes, and I've heard the forties roar. I've climbed the Indian Ocean, I sailed the China Sea, but there's a sea back home in Scotland, more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. It's the cleanest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of my rocks. And it's not on the really just where I'm free. No more I'll sail the 7 seas, no
Oh, they like that 1-0 Oldie Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
Tremendous.
Love it. It's a blue, blue, blue
Are
sea
you a tea tray man, Jimmy?
Sorry, mate.
Are you a tea tray man? When the tunes are on?
No, but I'm usually get my wee tin flute out, mate.
All right, okay.
Penny whistle.
So we've talked about the game, we've talked about the goal. It should have been a goal, we've talked about how we played. Let's work it back the way. We'll talk for Morelos, because I think we talked about the goal at the start of the show. I thought it was a great game. Morelos, we'll go to Jimmy, and then we'll go to Ulster. What did you make of Morelos' performance?
Fantastic. His second goal was his strength to get the ball was fantastic. You know, look, I wasn't a fan of Morelos when some of his carries on. Like Messi has, you know, that his temperament and all that, you know, but there's definitely something there that tells us that he's a goal scorer and he is a good player. You know, you read on Facebook, there's a lot of Morelos haters, the same as other. Everybody has got their favourites, you know, and for me, Morelos will come good. No, I think he'll come good. See, I'd like to see somebody that Morelos could feed off of. And I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know if it'll be a big laugher or whatever. I've heard rumours today that Ross McCormick might be coming to Rangers. I don't know if that's going to. I go back the same as yourself, guys. I'd like to see somebody like Big Hateley playing onto McCoist, things like that. You know, Colin Steen was my favourite ever Rangers centre forward. I just think that we need somebody that Morelos can feed off. I think his bubble's going to burst in the sense of his energy. I don't think he can play the full season as a lone striker up there. He needs some help for him to continue playing the way we know I think he can play. And I think he'll bang in a lot of goals.
I think sometimes we've got to try and get two through the middle and score more goals, particularly at home against teams that we should be beating.
Definitely.
And as Bridge would say, we can go a 3-5-2, but not a defensive 3-5-2. An attacking 3-5-2, and that way he's still got a wide man, and he's got somebody next to him, which makes it harder for the other team's centre-halves.
Yep.
And he can maybe learn his trade.
See the end of last season, Ox, I'll be honest with you. I would have punted him at the end of last season. By the end of last season, I couldn't get to the end of the season quick enough, to be honest with you. I was so disappointed in how especially the second half of the season went. And for January onwards, I just thought Morelos was it was so hard to watch him. You know,
he had a good game. He had a good game against them at Ibrox, mate.
In the 3-2 game, you know, but
I don't know who's doing the dishes. Somebody doing the dishes. I know that'll not be you, Rudy.
I certainly know, mate.
No,
hey, I've got a dishwasher. I don't do my own dishes.
Honestly, Ox, in all honesty, I would have punted him. But see, in the last few weeks, since the beginning of this season, I think he's been an absolute revelation. See, yesterday, he's the way he backed into he takes the ball, he turns the centre back, he backs in. He's got the strength to hold the centre back off and places it right into the bottom left-hand corner of the goal. What a goal that was. The wee man isn't getting anywhere near the credit that he deserves for the pressing.
Left foot, right foot, header, big Ulster. Perfect hat-trick.
Oh, you went round everybody earlier on and you talked about the poll. Right, so we'll do a poll here now then. Right, how many is sitting here the now talking would have kept Morelos at the end of last season, whether it would be for $1 million or 11 million? I'll throw my in the hat right away. I'd have got rid of him.
I would have, not Jimmy. Me too, mate. I would have.
Who else?
If the price would have been right, if it had been $4 million at the end of last season, I might have took it. Ulster.
Right. At the time, yeah, definitely. If the right money would have come in, I thought.
Remember, I listened to the archives, Ulster.
Oh, I had a punt.
But Ulster, it wasn't just about the money, Ulster.
One at a time.
Sorry,
there you go. Ulster, and then Bridgeman's coming in.
No, I'd see, to be honest, when it came to the stint where he had 1 goal in 12 games, I was starting to panic. I was thinking that's not the man. You know, especially in the big games, the big derby games, there was so many easy chances missed. And I just thought he didn't have it. And I'm one of those kind of people. I'd rather have wanting to be proved right. If somebody's wearing a Rangers shirt, I'd rather be proved wrong. If I don't think they're up to it, I would rather them prove me wrong. And so far, Morelos has proved me wrong. I'm delighted about that. He looks fantastic. He's playing fantastic. Yesterday was a fantastic game for him. He should have had 4. He only had 3. But he's a different animal. It looks like he's got a lot of confidence, whatever Stephen Gerrard and his backroom staff's put into him. He looks like a different player. All we need now is 1 or 2 backups for him. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to be proved wrong with Morelos.
Bridgeman, and you come, mate. Remember, Jimmy, it took us 6 months before we were allowed to do a poll. Jimmy did his first night.
No, I was just going to say to Jimmy, we did have a poll on here around about that on that subject, and it was like probably 90% based on Ibrox Loyal's calculation. It was about 91% or something like that. If we would let him go. There was no stipulations on prices. It was just based on the way he was playing. We would just sell him. You know,
what about you, Bridge? What would you do?
Oh, at that time,
what would you have done? What would you have done?
At the end of last season, absolutely, I was in it. I said, let him go. Let him go.
I think Fox was one of the lone voices. Fox.
Yeah.
I'd say to keep him for another year just to see how it turns out. Look, it's not just the improvement, Morelos. The big difference this year is, for other years, was he used to have to play the ball backwards all the time. Now he's got 2 wingers with pace beside him that can get up beside him. He's got an out ball. He can now turn defenders because it wouldn't just be there himself because the other 2 in the midfield are backing him up quickly. It's just not all just about Morelos. It's about the whole makeup of the team.
100%, mate.
And people keep saying about the lone striker. The lone striker's a great way of playing, and Stephen Gerrard hasn't moved 1 inch for it, is he really?
Yeah.
This season, so it all depends on the 3 behind him working as hard as they do at the moment. Good support for our fullbacks as well, and it's the whole team ethos that's changed this year. And we're seeing improvements, even with Andy Halliday, I've given him a lot of stick on here. A lot of people have. But playing with decent players round about you, players that get into positions that will take the ball off you if you get in trouble. And that's why Andy's played in the last 2 games.
That's a good point, Fox. He was excellent yesterday. Excellent. That's the best I've seen him play this season, to be honest with you. He really represented himself well yesterday, and I was really, really pleased for him because I know how much stick he takes on social media after the Bears, you know. So for him to go out there yesterday and say, look, this is my position here, I'm going to make sure I show what I can do, and he did that yesterday, Fox. Well said, man. He played well.
Definitely. It was the same with Wes and all, mate. Wes had 2 decent central defenders in front of him, communicating with him, where the midfield was blocking any shots for distance on him, and he looked good because he had good players round about him as well.
You've made that point repeatedly, though, Fox, that you'd like to see how good a goalkeeper Wes could be if he has got a great defence in front of him, a really good defence in front of him. Well, you saw it yesterday. He had a crack.
He's capable.
Game. You know, he had a really good
Can I come back on that, Ox, yeah?
On you go, mate.
It was just to say that, you know, talking about Morelos, there's some of the commentary against him, and I say against him, I mean that in the nicest possible way. The goal that never was, that we never got.
It was his fault.
Yeah, he dived. He goes down too easy. He dived at the time of when the guy pulled him down. He was diving. All the nonsense in the world, the pundits are saying and the commentators are saying, that needs to be stopped. This is a young boy, 21-year-old, and he's getting booted up and down the pitch constantly. And it's got to stop. So somewhere along the line, our club need to try to help. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're a lot wiser people than I, and I'm sure that they can come up with something. This type of negative commentary on Rangers, constantly negative commentary on Rangers. Don't have Rangers on the telly. Rangers, just stop them playing it. Don't take us out of this contract. We don't want to hear it anymore. And it'll stop these people saying,
you know, just turn the volume down and let the rest of us watch it who are quite happy, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not. It's not watching it. It's these people. That's their attitude.
They're getting paid.
Hold on. They're making a lot of money saying these things. They need to stop saying it the way they say it. Their dislike for Rangers is blatant for everybody to see. Now, what I was going to say was, what we should be able to do is to get Rangers TV live every week, no matter where Rangers are playing. We should be able to watch it at any time. That's what I'd like to see. And then we can see how these people, the BT Sport and all the rest of them, go on when Rangers Television take all their custom away.
Oh, here.
I think we'd all be happy with that, Bridge.
Absolutely.
You maybe that something like that might come in the no too distant future because they're in deals. But
well, it was done 2 weeks ago.
We're going to have a track.
See Morelos.
Let's go back to Morelos. Let's just get because we'll get the rest of the players together. Yep.
On Morelos, right? I mean, there's always going to be lovers and haters and that with Morelos. I mean, last week, I don't know so much rubbish I read last week about Fred, right? About no putting the ball in the net against Maribor. Now, I thought Fred last week was tremendous. He ran at the defenders and ran at them and harried them, and he just kept being a pest. That's what he was there today. See anybody that goes to see Rangers, that's what he was there today. We didn't need to go and chase the game. We were 3-1 up. We're playing away in Maribor, and they're saying, get rid of him. And I don't know if you guys, Bridge or Fox, also if you're reading a lot of things in the Facebook now, but some of it is garbage. And I'm not going to say they're no real Rangers fans, but what are they watching? Why are they criticising? No, at this moment in time, for me, if they'd have played a year for Rangers now, for me it would be Fred Morelos. For me right now, not just because he's hat-trick yesterday, I think his contribution in the last 3 or 4 games has been absolutely marvellous. The way he runs about, the kicking he gets off of players, and I know he's got that wee bit of temperament in him that he wants to run down and give him the Glasgow kiss or whatever. He's a wee temperamental Colombian guy. He's got to, that's what he said, he's making that. But come on, these people need to get off his back. Let the guy...
He's been really good since the sending off at Aberdeen, mate.
Oh, tremendous.
It was a light bulb moment for him. And the European ties, he's been good. He scored the goal against St Mirren. They got the first one. Nice finish. Played quite well in that game. Obviously, last week in Maribor, he led the line really well, gave them all sorts of problems. One bad miss he had, all right, he was offside. He's got that wee flaw in his game where he's not too comfortable with anyone because he's only learning his trade. But he's playing well, and you wouldn't like to play against him, would you, Bridge, as a centre-half?
Oh, no, hats off to him. He's absolutely tremendous this season. Tremendous. And he's determined young man and strong as an ox. I love it. Just love to see him on full swing. Great stuff.
You saw
as a buffalo.
Absolutely.
Leg. You saw Ox how good he was. You know, he wound their defenders up no end. You know, that last
big guy with a beard. That big guy.
Oh,
he's still looking for him, by the way. He's still looking for him.
He must have, you know, in that last 15 minutes of that game, that big guy was getting so frustrated. We Fredo's sticking the tongue out at him and winding him up and all sorts of stuff. And that's the Alfredo I want to see. You know, don't bite, because he's going to suffer this all season. You know, players try to wind him up, and he's just got to get that into his heat. You know, have a laugh with him. You know, just keep playing his game. Because when he's in form the way he has been in the last sort of 3, 4, 5 games, he's absolutely magnificent to watch, the wee man. So he's brilliant.
I have to agree with you, Rudy. But what he needs to watch for is when September the 2nd, when we go over to the Pedodome, he's got to watch there, because they're going to put the hell out of him there. They're going to do it and wind him up.
Let's move on. Obviously, we're all man of the match and justified yesterday, but it was a team performance, and we'll take the sort of the 2 wide men, and we'll include, obviously, Jamie was doing the part that long. Candice come on, Kent come on. And the midfield 3, we'll take the 5 as a group, because we want to hear from your manager shortly. So, what was your views as them as a collective yesterday, Big Ulster?
I thought they played very well, mate. I thought, especially Ajari, I thought that was Ajari's best game for us. At the start, he looked a wee bit you know, the first few games a wee bit nervous, trying to maybe overly trying to press. I know Rudy said that a few times, trying to do wee flicks and stuff like that at times where he maybe shouldn't need to. But I thought he really took to the game. He got on the ball a lot. He done well. I think the likes of Andy Halliday who came in, and credit to Andy Halliday because we've all called him maybe a weak link. I think in that was exactly when we were all panicking because he done the effect where that's a weak link. There was no weak links at that game against Kilmarnock. I thought everybody put a shift in. I think Foxy's correct. You know, like Andy Halliday's flourishing a wee bit more because there's better players around him. We were all disciplined. Everybody stayed in their positions. We attacked when we had to. We were strong in midfield when we needed to, and we helped the defence when we needed to as well. So I thought the midfield five were very comfortable and put a very good performance in, especially in such a dodgy pitch. Fox?
I thought the midfield were good. I thought Arfield absolutely dominated the game. He didn't show up a lot, but he was particular. I don't mean that he was outstanding with his playmate. I'm talking about his organisation. He moved the defence up and the forward line forward and backwards, and he was like the conductor in the middle. Done a lot of simple things, done them very well. He was ably assisted by Ajaria and Halliday, who, although not spectacular, done a good job. We need to remember they came in to cover for better first-team players for me and Koulibaly and Jack. And it goes to show that for once we can look to our bench and say that different players are going to come into that midfield and the quality will not drop.
Jimmy?
I don't know how much I can say it, but the guys have all been saying that. You know, I mean, Ajaria for me when he first came in, I thought it was going to be a sensation. That he kind of fell away for me personally. But yesterday was his best game. I just thought he, had a fantastic game. Scott Arfield for me, I just think, in the midfield there, this might sound, he didn't do a tremendous lot in the game, but see what he did, he nullified and he kept that midfield together and he kept those round about him together. Do you know who we did miss yesterday? Koulibaly. I like Koulibaly. He's going to be a great player for us. Shame about Jamie Murphy. Candace, I love Candace. I think he's a fantastic player for us, and I just think that if we can keep Candace in the team, he'll show up every week for us. He's got a cracking engine in him, and he'll run all day and all night for us. And I think
Candace, mate, did you see the caption of him and big Katic coming off the park when I was shaking hands? It's on some of the Rangers forums today. It's an absolute pelter of a picture.
You my mummy. Saw it.
Absolute belly. He done all right when he came on yesterday. He's a worker. Sometimes
he's a worker.
Sometimes his final ball lets him down. For me,
his final ball lets him down. Do you know who it reminds me a bit? He reminds me a bit of Stuart Monroe. Stuart Monroe. There must be guys here remember Stuart Monroe. Stuart Monroe was a no-nonsense tackler. He went in there, did what he's had to do. But
signed as a winger, mate. Signed as a winger.
That's right, aye. And sometimes his final ball, oh dearie me, it was hopeless, really, really hopeless. But he did what he had to do at times. Most of the time, he did get in there and do what he had to do in defence, and that's all we can ask for. You know, I just think
your granddad used to told us about him, didn't he, Rudy?
Yeah, my granddad used to talk about him all the time. Well said. I thought the midfield yesterday was excellent. I thought Ajaria best game as the Bundesliga.
Definitely.
Yeah, and for me, the notable lack of the flicks and the tricks is what I've been asking for with Ajaria for the last 2-3 games or whatever. You know, see the boy if the pass for the third goal. You know, the pass into the box for the third goal for Tav to knock it across, I thought was a brilliant pass, you know. And a bit more of that off Ajaria won't go wrong for me, you know. But Scott Arfield hit the post, could have had a goal. It was a lovely shot as well. Conducted the midfield for me, you know. It was a wee bit maybe on the quiet side, but it was all right. I mean, we won the game 3-1, it's not a problem. Andy Halliday, I thought, best game I've seen him for ages. Andy Halliday really stepped up to the plate, Andy, yesterday. took the game by the scruff of the neck and got involved in everything for me. I thought he had a fantastic game. Like Jimmy, I love Candace. See the amount of effort that wee man puts in on the right side of that park. He comes back, he helps Tav, he's ready to go. As soon as he gets the ball, he's wanting to move the ball forward. You know, he's wanting to create chances. And possibly as a slight criticism, Ox, you're right. His final ball could be better, you know, but sometimes he does put a beautiful...
We're picking holes, we're splitting hairs, or whatever you want to say.
His effort yesterday was fantastic to watch, as it normally is. There's very few games that you could criticise the wee man. I think you get what you get. I mean, he's a steady 7 out of 10 for me, most games, you know, and possibly better in some games, you know. So I thought in general the midfield done really well against a strong Kelly side on a dodgy park. A game that could have been a bit of a banana skin.
And we close it. All right, Bridgeman, and then we'll go to the defence.
I think that no complaints about any of them. For me, every single one of them, as Rudy said there, I would have said each one of them probably about 7.5 out of 10 for me. Are great, absolutely tremendous performance by our midfield. Absolutely tremendous. One or two of them were a bit better. I thought that Jerry had, like the rest of the guys, I think he had his best game by far and away, the best game. And I thought when Candias come on, he really put a shift in, and he gets the extra half a point. You know, that'd be 8 out of 10 for me. So I really and truly, I was so happy. I was so happy. They did everything. They fought, and all the time they were getting booted. Anything above the ground, that's what Kelly were doing. They were just booting it, and that's what I felt. So well done, our midfield. Well done.
Can I just say something just before we move on to defence? The boy Ken, he shows bits and pieces for me, but the jury's still out for me. He does look like a young boy playing in men's football at times, and that's when, in a defensive situation, he gets drawn towards the ball instead of the runner. But that's watching it on TV, mate, where it's an easy game. But let's hope he learns and develops, because he has got pace and he's got ability, but we just need to see if it comes in. It was funny actually that Ned actually mentioned him when we were going through the midfield. So we'll move on to the back four. Big Boran scored the own goal. He was quietly effective. Tav set up the 3 goals he's claiming. And we've got a quick interview to hear from Tav, so if you don't mind going on mute, we'll hear what James Tavernier's thoughts were on the game.
Through to the quarterfinals.
I'm very pleased, you know. It's always been a tough place when we've always came here, but I felt today was we dealt with it very well. We were resilient. Obviously disappointing to concede, but it's good to have Buffalo up top, who's on flying form, who's knocking a ball in the back of net.
Do you feel the difference is that when you are under pressure, you're kind of soaking it up a lot more than last season?
Yeah, you've seen it in the European games. We've soaked up a lot of pressure in games, and I feel that the team is defending really well organised, and you know, like games today, and I feel we can ride any kind of storm or that comes our way. So yeah, very pleased.
Alfredo got a hat-trick today, but you would like it noted that you also got a hat-trick of assists, wouldn't you? Yeah,
I got nothing for it. He got a little plaque with his name engraved on it, got the ball, fans singing his name. Wow. But the stats will go up. I'm happy that obviously last season I was put a lot of balls in. Most of the time it didn't go in the goal. It's a small little dig, but no, I'm happy that he's getting on the end of him, and we're scoring goals and obviously getting through to the next round, and obviously 3 points in league games. He
has worked very hard over the summer. Is that showing on the pitch? Well, obviously it's showing, but in terms of playing with him, does it feel like you're playing with a different player?
Yeah, you know, as soon as the gaffer came in, you know, he spoke about everyone being in prime condition, everyone's body fats to be in prime condition, and obviously the running that we did in Marbella, you know, over the course of pre-season was hard, and you can see the benefits. You know, we played on Thursday night, but we looked fitter today, and you know, I think Alfredo's seen the benefits of it. He's looking hungry, sharp, and you know, he's been a real big asset for us in the games.
You've got United in the next round. You got a good Scottish Cup result against last season. Do you think that's a good draw?
Yeah, we're happy with anyone, you know. Yeah, so we'll look forward to that, and yeah, looking forward to go. Is it home or away?
Oh, it's at Ibrox.
Happy days.
Do you not know that?
I didn't know.
He's badly briefed.
Well, obviously when he's sitting around the tranny cheering who we got in the cup draw this year. He was bailing. That's all Morales got a credit. The right back. Tongue-in-cheek stuff. Difficult place to play. We come through it quite comfortably, Rudy.
Aye, it was a dodgy pitch, you know, a big strong team, Kelly. Steve Clark's got them playing fairly well, you know. I think they've had a fairly good start to the season. We failed miserably against them last season a couple of times, didn't we? You know, this is a different Rangers team, the Ox. We can see that already. So for me, good result. We move on. We've got the next round. We're at home to Ayr United. We dispatched in the Scottish Cup Ayr United last season. That wasn't a problem for us. You know, at Somerset Park, shouldn't be a problem at Ibrox, I wouldn't imagine.
Fair comment. James Tavernier was part of the back four yesterday. Bridge, how did you see them? Were the piece, mate?
He's a captain and he's played really well. 3 assists, and truth of the matter is, a few of the other passes he put in could have ended up in goals. We know his weak point, and that's defence, although I thought he had the best defensive performance that he's half seen from him since he came. I thought he was very good. Still not 100% the great defensive person, but my goodness gracious, does he make up for it on the other side yet? Brilliant.
I thought he had a better defensive performance on Thursday night, if I'm being honest, mate.
I thought he played well on Thursday, but I enjoyed what he did yesterday. Maybe because of the, shall we say, maybe because it's Kilmarnock or something like that. You know, I don't know whether it is, but I thought he played very, very well yesterday. 3 assists, 3 goals, and he's involved in the 3 of them. Just brilliant to watch. But once again, I thought the young lad Jones at times gave him a bit of roasting at times. You know, a lot of pace. But once he got the pace of it, he started to drop back himself and did no too bad. But no problem for him. I'm very happy with him. Very happy with his performance. Very good.
All right, I'll take the same question to Big Ulster. What about the whole back four?
I think the whole back four played very well, mate. I think it was a few small issues with Tav and against Jones, but I think Jones is a good player, to be fair. He's getting better every season. He was very good playing that position. It did, as Bridge says, took Tavs a wee bit to get the grips of him, but I thought towards the end he was starting to find Jones's game out, mate, and he had a good finish, you know. For Tav to obviously get 3 assists, pretty amazing, but we know he can do that. We know what he gives us attacking. Just one silly wee incident, maybe when he tracked back, he could have maybe come out and helped Artfield and doubled up on Jones, but proved again, you know, if you give the guy any space, he can hurt you, and he done that, mate. He skint Artfield, then obviously the ball round, Tavs winged it in. It was unfortunate for Borna, but that's just the way it goes, mate. You know, we can't be 100% at all times. The other teams, you have to just, if you're playing against good teams, they can't hurt you, and that's what Jones did. But all in all, I thought the defence played very well, mate. Played very well. I'm very happy with the defence.
Have we got a warrior there, Jimmy? Katic? Is he a warrior?
Aye, but the back four yesterday were brilliant. I mean, but I agree with what Ulster says and yourself. I mean, for me, Tavernier, I think I'd like to see him move up a position forward. Flanagan for me, he's an out-and-out right back. I'd like to see him maybe put in there and move Tav up. But I've not got any complaints about Tav yesterday. And the other 3 guys, Katic, Goals and Barisic. I just think that they were solid there yesterday and last week as well. This is reminiscent of when Graham Souness came to Rangers. The first thing he did was sort out the leaky defence, and Steven Gerrard's done that. And I'm 100% sure that he's went and seen Mr. Souness and said that, you know, and he's went into his ear and this is how to do it, you know, because the defence at the moment is rock solid. We're going to take a lot of beating. We scored 3 great goals yesterday, and I hope that continues. But that is only my no problem area. It's something we need to enhance up front. But defensively, I think we're immense in defence. I just can't see anybody scoring a lot of goals against us as long as we can keep a solid unit like we've got there. As I say, I would move Tav up. I agree with also was saying against the boy Jones, who is a good player. I think he struggled at times, but in saying that, he had a fantastic game. Same as other 3 guys. Solid as a rock, as they say. I thought, yeah, this will do for me, and I've not got any complaints about them so far.
Fox, before we hear from your manager, his thoughts.
For me, I thought Tavernier actually did play a bit more forward yesterday. I thought he played like a wing back to me. Whereas Barasic on the other side played definitely as a left back, and he was covering in for this. If anything went back when Tavernier was under trouble, Goldson moved out to cover that. Katic moved across, and Barasic followed him to make his back into a tight unit. I thought they played very, very well, very organised yesterday. The only worries were when the two of them got their knocks, and you're saying, "Oh God, that's all we need." One at the partnership split up, but overall, 4 of them were excellent yesterday, ably backed up with Fotheringham.
And Big Boren put that lovely cross into the second half. First touch with the left foot, mate, shows the potential he's got out there. He didn't have the greatest games.
He was told to stay back yesterday, mate. On that, I think that you'll notice that all our attacks came down the right-hand side yesterday, usually through to have, you know.
All right,
Barasic is going to be a great player for us, Oxford. He's going to be a great player for us.
Look, the manager done an interview today, so if you don't mind going to mute, we'll hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, NBE.
Momentum's key. We want to keep building on that. The lads are really enjoying winning and getting good results at the moment, and you get a lot of benefits from that. Confidence, belief, togetherness. So the dressing room's in a good place, but there's many more challenges that we need to face. We need to keep building on it and keep growing together. But so far so good, and we're really pleased with the boys at the moment. Every challenge that they've had to face, they've committed, and their application's been superb.
You touched on that confidence and belief. Alfredo Morelos grabbing a hat-trick against Kilmarnock. Just how much of his form do you think is down to him at the moment? The fact he's smiling, he's got such a great manner about him at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, on the first day when the boys reported back for pre-season, you could see straight away that the player's got ability. That he's a fantastic player. It was our job to push Alfredo and push all the players physically in terms of fitness, because we knew that was going to be the base for the rest of the season. Now, in a short space of time, they'd done a hell of a volume of work. It was tough for them, not just physically, mentally as well, and they all committed to it, they all bought into it. Everything we tried to bring in, new diet, new food, new regime, higher standards, and Alfredo, you know, bought into it as well from the day one, and I think he's reaping the benefits right now. And the goals are coming now because of all the hard work he's put in from day one.
And for yourself as the manager, the fact that you're able to rely on every single member of your squad, that you've made changes from game to game, but there's been no real drop-off at all in terms of performance?
Yeah, well, it's impossible just to focus on 11 players or 13 or 14 players. It's not about that. If we get the number of games that we want this year, the numbers are going to be 50, 60 games, and it's impossible to focus on a small number. We made it very clear to the squad from day one that everyone who we keep will be important. It's not just about certain players or certain teams, it's about a squad, and everyone's going to be needed at certain times. And the players are focused at the moment, and every player that we're calling upon is coming in and they're ready to deliver. It's important that we try and maintain that for the rest of the season. It doesn't matter whether you play 10 games or whether you play 60. Everyone's as important as each other.
You mentioned in your programme notes a couple of weeks ago the fitness of your squad, and it was such a tight turnaround in terms between the games, but the recovery and the work the guys have done to get them in that condition that they are has been really noticeable.
I believe I've got the best fitness coach, the best sports science team out there. We've got Para, we've got Rob, we've got Jordan, we've got Craig, and you know, in their office they're doing a fantastic job. They're the people that give me the numbers, they tell me who's fresh, they tell me who needs looking after, and I make a lot of my decisions with their backing or with their guidance. So I'm really pleased with the job that my staff are doing around me and the job they're doing in terms of recovering the players. The physical numbers they're giving, the likes of Mick and Tom and Gary and myself with the training sessions, they've been a fantastic support, so they deserve a lot of credit on that side of it.
Is it largely between the games just now? Is it mostly just about recovery? Can you get much technical type work?
It's difficult at the moment. It's difficult, but what we're trying to do is when we're playing Sunday, Thursday, we know we can't get them on the pitch to do a lot of tactical, technical work. So we're trying to get some classroom stuff in. When I say classroom, I mean you know, in an environment where we can show them clips and try and give them education and information in a different way.
Have the players maybe exceeded your expectations the way that things have gone so far?
Well, we never put a marker down or any targets in place to sort of say we want to be there on this date or that date. We just wanted to come in and have certain standards and hope that the remaining players that have been here for a long time bought into it. We had a really good idea that the new signings would buy into it because, you know, we're bringing them in and, you know, it's all new to them, so they were going to go with it naturally. But the important thing was that the players that we keep that were already here were prepared to change and adapt to our way. And every single person has been magnificent. I can't ask for any more from the players, and it's not going to be good all the time. We're going to have some bumps in the road, we're going to have a bit of turbulence, and it's going to be a little bit up and down at times, but now that we're one and we're all together, we believe we can get through the good and the bad times together.
Bridgman.
Doesn't that guy speak a lot of sense, eh? I just love listening to him, I really do. Talks a world of sense. I can't say too much, otherwise I just start, you know, gushing in about him. He's just fantastic. What a great speaker. Great speaker. Just loved it. Can we read it again? Can we play it again?
Jimmy?
It's fantastic to hear Stevie Gerrard speaking the way he does, and it's fantastic when he talks about the team. It's as if he's been a Rangers manager for a long, long time, and you know, no disrespect to Graham Murray and to the babbling one before that, but when we've got Steven Gerrard here now, he speaks so much sense, and just like Bridger, can you not just play that again? You know, I just think that it's fantastic to hear. It gives us so much confidence, you know, where we go there and see the Rangers wherever we're playing, and to have a manager now again that gives us the confidence that we know. I mean, I've always said that going to see Rangers is a privilege. You know, you're born a Ranger, and it's great to go and see them. And he just instills that back in me again. It's something that I've not had in me for the last 5 years. And Stevie Gerrard does that for me, and I'll listen to him again. Get it back on.
It's the honesty and the team ethos that impresses me, Ulster.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. And as I say, he could take all the applaud himself, but he hasn't. He was quick to remind us of all the great job of the boys that he's brought in. We are a fitter side, but he listens to them, the guys who know when it comes to fitness and how they've recovered, and he's taken advice from them, mate, and choosing his players around that. But he's also built himself a side now that he can chop and change. Like we lost, but obviously Koulibaly wasn't in the team, Ryan Jack, 2 players that have been massive for us this season so far, and we still put in an incredible performance. And a performance against the side last season that we had real troubles with, especially away from home. So everything's at the minute's going really well, and the guy's a class act, like everybody has said.
Rudy?
A huge amount of experience as a player, England captain, Liverpool captain, Champions League winner. He spent years dealing with the press. You know, you could hear it in the pressers. When he talks to Rangers TV, he's talking to us, he's telling us about the team, he's telling us about his backroom staff. He could sit there and say, it's all down to me. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying this is a team effort. It's down to my backroom staff. I listen to what they've got to say. I talk to my players, you know, they're doing a fantastic job for me. I couldn't ask them to do any better for me. And for me, it's just absolutely fantastic. I look forward to every interview. Under Pedro, I was hiding behind the couch anytime I you know what I mean?
Put it on again, Rudy. Put it on again.
This is different. Listening to Steven Gerrard, you're listening to somebody that knows what he's talking about. Absolutely knows what he's talking about. He talks complete sense. He doesn't cover anything. Doesn't try to flannel you. He just tells you how it is after a game. I could listen to him talk all day long. I'm absolutely delighted he's here. Delighted.
Fox, he's dragging the team with him. He's obviously got his coaching staff there. He's dragging this support with him as well, mate.
He's been terrific for the club. what I like to hear that he listens to the people that are employed to do a job, mate. Too many managers have been in the game too long where they always think that they're right regardless what anybody else tells them. And because he's a, inverted commas, rookie manager, he's surrounded himself with people that know the game, know how to get players into condition, know how to treat them. He himself treats everybody the same. And it's building a real family atmosphere at Ibrox, and I'll bet the players are loving it, mate. As far as we're ahead of the curve, I would say we were at the moment. But the thing is, for me, can this team improve in what we've seen at the moment? Or will that be down to the chequebook later on in the year? Because at the moment, they're far in front of anything that I expected.
Here.
Yep. Can I just say, and the great point you made about togetherness with the team. I don't know if anybody noticed the substitutes when we got the third goal yesterday, Jimmy. I don't know what end of the park you were at. They
ran the full length of the park, a couple of them.
Really did.
To celebrate the goal. Absolutely fantastic. And that's, we've not seen that for a long time. And it's fantastic to see. Stevie Gerrard has brought a togetherness, not just to the team, but to the fans. When we were under the man who stepped through the grass and the hedges to babble to the fans about what he was trying to do, to what we've got to do. With Graham Murphy, to me, he was just thrown in there, wasn't he? But Stevie Gerrard's brought a togetherness now, and he's brought us back to where we, as Rangers fans, know where we belong. We belong up the top. Right, and that's what he's brought to us. And you could see that in the team yesterday. Not just the 11 on the park, but everybody else involved. Whether it be the guy that comes on and sprays an ankle or puts a bandage on. But all the subs, they were over the moon. But Rangers have scored. You look back to your last season, what happened? They didn't bother their shirt. We've got a team of players and brothers. They're all together, the same as us in the terrace, and we're all together. But we're together with the team now, and that's what gives you that feeling of, let's go and see Rangers win the day, because we've got that feeling back. Now when we go to see Rangers, you think, we're going to win the day. Whereas you were thinking before, what's going to happen today? Absolutely fantastic reaction for the players yesterday.
Rudy, you want to come in there, mate?
No, I think a big part of the what's happening at Rangers right now is the fact it's the respect that the players have for a guy like Steven Gerrard, a player who's done it, been there. You know, he's done everything there is today. You know, I think it's something like 120 games for his country or something like that. You know, captain England, captain of Liverpool, Champions League winner. He basically, in that Champions League, final, he dragged Liverpool back into the game. I mean, you can't sit and say to that guy, where's your medals and stuff? What have you done in the game? Why you killing me, Murty and Caixinha? You know, I mean, this is a different kettle of fish, this manager. He's been there and he's done it. And the players, and quite rightly so, obviously look up to him. But that's not just the whole thing. The whole thing is the way he deals with the players, the way he deals with it, probably right down to the women that make the tea for them and all the rest of it, It's a togetherness now that you can actually feel it, you can see it. It wasn't there lacking for the last couple of years. It's there now, and it's a big part. We've had this in the past with a successful Rangers team, and it's a big part of a successful Rangers team. You have the togetherness at the club, you've got the togetherness between the team and the fans, because they're giving us performances to be proud of. We can say that's our team there. We're proud of what they've done the night or the day last week against Maribor in that second leg. In the first leg, we were proud of the performance at Ibrox. We never had that last season. Very rarely at any time in the last 2 seasons could you talk about real when you were watching our team. We can do that now. And that's Steven Gerrard, his backroom staff, and the Rangers players that are together that's done that.
Absolutely, pal. Can I just come in on Alex, Chair?
I might just go to Jimmy, mate, with this question, then I'll give the same question to you.
Right, okay.
Fox used the term we're ahead of the curve, mate. How would you assess the start of the season so far?
With me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, I thought you were going to go to hang with it. Also, no, I think the start of the season has been fantastic. I just think that what we've achieved so far is beyond what I ever thought. Even with bringing Stevie Gerrard in, I don't know how many of you guys get to, how many games you get to, where you travel to now. When I'm there every week now, and what I see is I see a smile back in all my fellow Rangers fans now. See, last season, the season before, going to the games, it was great to go to the games, but it was as if you were going to the games, you go to see the Rangers at any cost, but you want to go and see them anyway, whether they were going to win or lose or what. But see now, you're going to the game, everybody's got a smile on their face. We all know we're playing well. Stevie Gerrard's brought something to the club now that we've not had in a lot of years, and it's fantastic. As I said to you earlier on tonight, I'm not going to make predictions we're going to win this and win that. The curve's round the corner, is it, whatever you want to call it, and things might happen that unexpectedly we might need to spend a bit of money. Things might go downhill. We'll never know that until it happens. But up until this moment in time, I've got to say 100%, I'm over the moon of what's happened at Ibrox with Stevie Gerrard and the hierarchy I've done to provide funds to bring players in. I'm happy with the players we've brought in. I would like to see another couple of players brought in for cover, but overall, I'm very, very happy.
Bridgeman, you will want to come in there, mate? Bridge?
You're all right, pal. The guys have just said everything I was going to say anyway. Really and truly, I'm so happy. Mr. Gerrard's came along. He's a big name I wanted, and he's turned out to be more than I could ever have dreamt of at the present moment. And just as Jimmy said there's a couple of players still to come in, and you know what I'm like. One of them's got to be a big 6'5", kill everything in front of you, centre half, and that'll do me fine.
Yeah.
One player left the club today, and obviously it's the last year of his contract, so I don't think he'll be back. Lee Hodgson, I think that's a good move for him, Big Ulster.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's a good move. He needed to get away. He wasn't going to get playing football. If he was going to get playing football, he'd have played in that position, left back probably against the last team he played there. Was it Jack, wasn't it? So if he was going to play, it would have been against them, or Maribor, sorry, in that away fixture, and he didn't feature. So obviously that tells you he wasn't in the plan. So I know Bridgeman probably won't be too happy because where he's went to, but I think if it's about getting him off the books and letting someone else take him, if that was the only team that came in for him, then good luck to him, mate. I hope he has a good career, obviously, going forward. I just don't think it'll be with us.
They might be picking up a third or 50% of his wages, so obviously it makes sense for us financial wise. Rudy, if we had not paid him as much as we were.
Aye, well, it's best for us and it's best for him as well, Ox. In fairness to Lee Hodgson, he's got to think about his career as well. The boy's a football player, so he's got to think about his end game as well. If he gets to go to St Mirren, on loan for the season and gets a bit of football with them, then that's good for him as well. Certainly financially for us, it works out, because as Big Ulster's just said there's no way he's going to be playing in our squad, first team squad on a regular basis. It's just not going to happen because we've all said it before, the boy's just not good enough, unfortunately, and I'm sorry to say that about him because he pulled the blue jersey on for us, but it's true, like many other players, he just wasn't good enough, unfortunately. So he's gone now. It's like you say, last year his contract, doubt very much we'll see him back at Ibrox again. And that's fine with me because the quality that we're going to need moving forward, well, you just look at the quality that we're bought in, Barisic, Flanagan, you've got Tav there, there's very little chance the boy ever getting a game with us again. So, aye, good move.
Bridgeman, the people who go to the door has been amazing, really.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like say Hodgson there, I would have hoped if it was possible for him to get a wee club down in England somewhere, just because I don't want to, my feeling about the rest of the SPFL, I don't want any of them to get in off us at all. But no, I wish him well. I'll repeat. I'm not going to repeat what Rudy says, but you know what Rudy said. You know, he was never the greatest player that's ever come into Ibrox. He wore the jersey when we were at Ibrox and he was playing at Ibrox. He was supported as much as was possible, but I just don't think he was ever going to get much further, and that's to be honest. So good luck to him. Thanks for everything. Good luck to you, pal.
Fox.
I agree with the rest of the boys. Because the window's shut down south, mate, I think it's a sensible decision for the boy to go on loan to St Mirren. If he hope he plays well there all season and he can manage to get a move down to maybe the Championship or something below that, which is his level, and that's no taking anything away. I think Ibrox scared him shitless, mate, to be honest, and he's never really showed what he is as a potential footballer. The job was just too big for him at Ibrox. Good luck, Lee.
I think we recognised Fox that he always gave 100%, but he just wasn't quite up to it.
I'd agree with that, mate.
You know, Jimmy, it's amazing that people go out the door, really, isn't it? I think there's 22 or 23 players now.
Well, I'm very short for me for Lee Hodgson. Goodbye. I didn't think it was. I don't know why we signed him. I shouted and supported him when he was wearing the blue, but best of luck, Lee, whatever it is you've got. But you should never have played for Rangers. It wasn't a Rangers class. I know we were bringing players in at that time that had to fill a hole, but for me, I think it was Bridge said there, he's not being a Championship player for me. Don't wish him any bad. He played for the blue that I support. And let's move on for there.
Aye, fair comment, mate. We don't wish him any all and hope his career he gets his move away next year when he's obviously his decent career's up at our club.
I think as far as the number of players, Zox, it's gone out the door. I'm really surprised that we managed to get that amount of players out the door. Fair play to Mark Allen. You know, I think he's done a power of work behind the scenes there. You know, because I think the end of last season, we were, probably beginning of this season, we were thinking, how are you going to get these guys out the door? There's that many of them that need to go. And who's really going to take? Let's be honest about it, based on performances for last season. But Mark Allen's done an absolutely fantastic job behind the scenes there, getting places for all these players. Like you say, was that 22 or 23 players or something like that out the door? That's a phenomenal turnaround. It really is. That's great work by Mark Allen.
Do you think it's possible where they might have tried to stick a boot under people like Pedro and Murty, that the players are listening to what Mark Allen's saying to them, plus Steven Gerrard putting his bit at saying to them, you're as well going away, go out and loan, because if you rot in the reserves here, nobody will be about to pick you up when your contract runs out,
That's a good box. I think they've been very, very honest with them. So they have, I think it was Docherty, down at Shrewsbury, and he said, they told him, we want you, you're going to be part of the team going forward, seasons to come, but we need you to develop and we need you to be playing regular football. We don't see you doing that in the Rangers first team at the moment, so you're as well to go out and loan, get football, get some game time in your legs, go down there, have a good season, and then come back ready to go next season. So I think they've been very honest with them, Fox. That's a good point, so that's why they've managed to get so many players moved on,
Yeah, right, Docherty. I think he's a good player for us in the future, Fox. I definitely. I put him out there and let him have a couple of seasons somewhere else, and he can come back here and do the stuff for us.
There you go, Bridge. You've got a completely different opinion,
I think Docherty's a long way to go, in my opinion. I wish him luck, I really do. I just think us bringing him in, I don't think he's ready for Rangers. He may never be ready for Rangers, truth be told. But he's away down loan, and good luck to the boy. I think he had his chance and he had a good crack at it. And the Bears liked him and we supported him. And for a wee while he was quite good. And then he just seemed to fall out of it. I don't know whether it was fitness or whether he just fallen out with someone or whether the manager just didn't like him. But he's away, he's got a loan, and hopefully everything comes right for him. And like Jimmy said, hopefully he'll come back and he'll be really good for us because he is a Rangers player. My honest opinion on it right now, as it stands, I don't think so. Don't think he will.
Couple of seasons, maybe.
Maybe a couple of seasons. There you are then.
That's what I said. A couple of seasons, maybe. We'll see what happens. If he's not up for it, then I'll let him go elsewhere.
It's just a pity because when he first started playing for as much, I didn't want to, like, I've got this thing about giving Scottish clubs money. I don't want to give any of them money. None of them. Not so bad doing the bottom leagues, bringing somebody through. But, you know, in the particularly SPL clubs or the Premiership clubs, nah. Because we're just supporting them. They're taking a Lenny as half the time, you know. That's my feeling.
Yeah. What about if people think we need an experienced striker, a guy who knows where the goal is, we could get him for nothing. Kenny Miller's free.
Don't start.
Is this a comedy hour?
By the way, somebody said this before, you know, he'll not belong to his back.
When you touch him. No, for any other reason than that his time's gone. Nothing to do with him and the Lee Wallace carry on, but his time's gone. Kenny Miller was a servant for Rangers. Me personally, I'd have never brought him back after he played for the Unwashed, but that's just my feeling. I still give him.
He said that, Jimmy, one of my all-time favourites.
Kenny Miller?
No.
With the Unwashed?
No.
Alex, can I put some condolences across this before we go?
Yeah, well, we need to get you off of that Facebook, mate. On you go.
No, it's for Jimmy McElroy, who passed away today. Another MBE. So he actually was born in Road, not too far down the road from me, and obviously played games for Glentoran and got his big move over to England to Burnley, who were a massive team at the time. Thoughts with everybody who's about me and lives near me who's been that.
Lambeg, Lambeg, was it? Yeah, he was born. I read that today, mate. Obviously all my thoughts. Obviously a good player, great player. Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time in the evening. Bridgeman.
What can I say? A marvellous night again tonight. Marvellous discussions. Really, really well done, Oxter and Plowdy, and all the lovely thoughts are our good old Rangers pals that's having family troubles and so on and so forth. But to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and the Rangers fans especially Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank Bridgeman? Can I thank Rudy Bear, Fox, Big Ulster? But more importantly, can I thank Jimmy for taking the time to join us, first time caller? I think we brought out his shell a bit, and I hope he comes back on soon.
Definitely.
Over to you, Fox.
Just what the Rangers really mean to me. These last few years I've been afraid that we might drift away. So I've been telling old stories and singing songs, made me think about where we come from. That's the reason why I feel so very proud today. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. I wish days could be, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had. We won 9 in a row, and I'm still dreaming of Brian Laudrup and Trevor Stephen, Marvin Andrews said, keep believing, Davy Cooper on the wing. We remember Gaza with great affection. The day the helicopter changed direction, Jimmy Baxter, he was pure perfection. Super Ali scores again. Well, let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is cozy, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me warm and sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything